What's going on, everybody? Like everybody else, I just got finished watching the game. Um, I don't know. No, I had to correct that. I do know. I do know. Um, I got an issue with Jalen Hurts. I got an issue with him, and I didn't want to have that issue with him. I really didn't. I really didn't want to have that. I really wanted to give Jalen Hurts the benefit of the doubt. Right? I've been through a lot of Eagles players, seasons, coaches, coordinators. I think Jimmy Johnson was a high-powered um, Eagles defensive coordinator. Um, I think Buddy Ryan was a good Eagles coach, but he didn't have what it takes to um, take the Eagles where they needed to go. I think that Andy Reid was a good Eagles coach in respects to um, maintaining a winning record. But when he was with us, he was a terrible clock manager. Terrible clock manager. I don't follow him much nowadays in Kansas City, but I would suspect that that hasn't changed. But he's a Super Bowl coach now with with the Kansas City Chiefs. But when he was coaching us, I never liked Andy Reid. I never liked him, but he produced a winning record. So sometimes in people's minds, that's important. Um, One of my favorite quarterbacks, right? I didn't like McNabb. You know, I never liked. Listen, when we first got McNabb, I'm always filling out, right? If a player fits being here, I'm from here, and I know what it takes, right, to satisfy me, to satisfy an Eagles fan, right? Even if you don't win it all, if you give it your all, I mean, if you leave blood out there on that field, if you're a Sixers fan, you leave blood on that court. If you're a hockey fan, listen, we go hard for people that go hard. And I just felt like McNabb was a sorry ass when it came to going. I just think McNabb just didn't. He just mathematically, he just didn't uh, uh, fit into the equation of bringing it all the way home. Now I'm stuck with watching reruns of the Eagles Super Bowl mic up because I'm telling you, Nick Foles, that goddamn Nick Foles, he was the right person at the right time with the right mentality and the right attitude. And Doug Peterson, man, just happened to ride that wave. You know, they had Frank Reich and and man, we had Jay Ajay, and man, we had some gang busters, you know, that they were just feeling what it takes, man, to satisfy the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, man, and bring that thing home, man. And they brought it home. And, you know, um, we got rid of Nick Foles. Just like that. And I felt like we didn't appreciate what he had done. Because when you look at the NFC East, right, and the division that we in, right, we one of the oldest teams and one of the only teams that didn't have a Super Bowl. Dallas had accumulated some, Redskins accumulated some, the Giants accumulated some, and we sitting there, one of the oldest teams in the NFL, and we did not have a Super Bowl. And Nick Foles was we had Ron Jaworski, we had Cunningham, we had Vic, McNabb, we had everybody. But Nick Foles brung it home. Nick Foles brought that trophy back to the city. And it leads me to Jalen Hurts. I'm not feeling Jalen Hurts. I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling him. I'm not saying that I like the young dude's demeanor and how he carry himself. I even like the music that he listened to the whole nine. But as an Eagles quarterback, I don't like him. And I don't care who take issue with me about that. I don't like him. Some people say his laid-back demeanor is the way he is. I was thinking that too. But I watched this game tonight against the 49ers. And everything is a chess game. Everything is a chess game, right? When you're going up against an opponent, it's a chess game, right? So you always curious this is how you can tell if your team is better than the other team. It's not just with the players, it's with the coaching staff. And I'm going to start with Nick Sirianni. You don't call out people. For one, you need to call out Jalen Hurts. You need to call him out, right? Because A.J. Brown is becoming the bad guy. Because A.J. Brown is calling this chump out. A.J. Brown is calling fucking Jalen Hurts out, and he's becoming the bad guy for doing it. And everybody jumps on his shit. He's looking, he knows what he's looking like. Yo, this dude, Devontae Smith, is doing it in a quiet way, right? Look at Devontae Smith playing hard, picking up the first down when he should have been down. Dude slamming him out of. Look at Devontae Smith. Yo, I love Devontae. Yo, I might stop being an Eagles fan if the Eagles treat Devontae Smith wrong. I love Devontae Smith represents Philadelphia. A.J. Brown represents Philadelphia. A.J. Brown just want to win. He just wants to win. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? He's going over to Jalen Hurts like, yo, man, what the wrong with you? And he's not wrong for doing that. Listen, the offensive coordinator, man, is shit. And Nick Sirianni is taking up for this guy. He's supporting this guy. Now, this guy got to go. Listen, Frank Reich was just fired and shit with the Carolina Panthers. Man, go get him. If you're not going to replace the dude on the sideline, get Frank Reich to sit up in the booth and have the authority to override his shit. His plays, listen, they was down there near the goal line, right? First and goal. I'm thinking that because the whole time they ran the ball on first down and got a fairly good amount of yardage before they had the resort to going to the pass on second and third. They get down there, if they throw the ball, I'm like, what is this? Now, mind you, the referees was cheating like shit. But you can't, listen, unless the system changes and the referees can be held accountable for their cheating ass BS that they doing, I'm telling you, they're going to be worse next week in Dallas. They're not going to call no holding call. They're not going to call no penalties because people are hating on the Philadelphia Eagles. But the bad thing about it is, The bad thing about it is, right? Yeah, the defense is lackluster, right? And it's not a surprise to anybody, right? But the defense came out in 3 possessions in the beginning of the game. This was listen. If the Eagles win against the Bills was luck, and the Eagles win against the Chiefs was luck, then the Eagles had the lucky charm um, um, aura around them in the beginning of the game because the defense looked high powered. They stopped the 49ers offense 3 straight possessions. And do you know what the offense came away with? Can anybody guess what the offense came away with after the defense in the beginning of the game? The very beginning of the game stopped the 49ers offense. The Eagles came away with 6 points, 2 field goals. At that point, the Eagles should at least have 14. They should at least have 17, at best 21. 3 possessions. The 49ers came back and scored. And they was up 8. See, because it's a chess game. And now the 49ers offensive coaches, right, and assistant coaches, they made adjustments right in the beginning of the game. And then here come Jalen Hurts. Cooley Bob. You know, you don't get too high, you don't get too low, you stay the same, and we just keep our cool. And now he want to act like he want to run. Oh, when I was watching the game with people, they were saying, "Oh, his knee." But then at the end of the game, he want to run and scramble, and where was that? Well, I know this for a fact. I wanted the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. They had a road map. Listen, I snapped out when they lost to the Jets because I knew that game was critical. This loss would have been of no significance if they would have beat the Jets. It would have had no significance. Now you're going to go into Dallas and play Dallas. Let's be real. Let's be real. In Dallas, if you lose that game, you're 10-3. You're tied with Dallas, right? Unless the 49ers, and it's not impossible because the 49ers got some questionable. They play the Rams. They play Seattle again. Seattle is a tough team. The Eagles play Seattle too, though, up in Seattle. So listen, it's not over, but the Eagles squandered a golden opportunity. And now, if the road to the Super Bowl doesn't come through Philly because the Eagles didn't secure home court or home field advantage, and you have to go on the road to play possibly in San Francisco, man.